speak. My heart gets loud, but I stay weak. I laugh small when you're near, but I hide what you can't hear. I wish I could say how I feel, but soft love feels more real. I just smile, I just stay, but I think of you all day. If you only knew what's in my mind, all the things I never find, the words I keep, the dreams I hide, the way you live in my quiet side. I don't need flowers, I don't need time. I just want you to see the signs. I care slow, but it runs deep, and you're the one I think of when I can't sleep. If you only knew what I don't say, you'd understand why I stay. Not loud, not fast, but true. All this heart is loving you.
You say you need your space, then pull me close. I read your silence, louder than most. One day you're warm, the next day you're cold. Got me second guessing what I already know. I give you love, but you ration yours. You open up just to close the door. I stay up late, tryna read your mind. I can't read your mind, but your love got rules that change all the time. Why are you always halfway in? Got me drowning when I know I could swim. If you love me, baby, say it with your chest. Yeah, tired of the maybes, I just want the yes. Don't play me like a song on spin. If you ride for me, then ride to the end. Don't wanna love this paper thin, so why you always halfway in? You hit me up when the nights get slow, but then disappear when the highs get low. I ain't your maybe, tell me what it is, 'cause I'm way too grown to be messing with a love like this. I give you love, but you ration yours. You open up just to close the door. You stay closing doors. I stay up late, tryna read your mind. I can't read your mind, but your love got rules that change all the time. Why are you always halfway in? Got me drowning when I know I could swim. If you love me, baby, say it with your chest. Yeah, tired of the maybes, I just want the yes. Don't play me like a song on spin. If you ride for me, then ride to the end. Don't wanna love this paper thin, so why you always halfway in? Why you always halfway in? Got me drowning when I know I could swim. If you love me, baby, say it with your chest. Yeah, tired of the maybes, I just want the yes. Don't play me like a song on spin. If you ride for me, then ride to the end. Don't wanna love this paper thin, so why you always halfway in?
I was swinging along, minding my business, when suddenly out of the blue, just like a present from heaven, beautiful, wonderful you. The clouds disappeared and the birds started singing a beautifully wonderful tune, for no other song could be worthy of beautiful, wonderful you. Now who could have thought this could happen? Who would have ever believed? Could it be true that someone like you could fall for somebody like me. I'll swing along, happy as ever, no longer lonely or blue, for I have been kissed by an angel, beautiful, wonderful you. Now who could have thought this could happen? Who would have ever believed? Could it be true that someone like you could fall for somebody like me? Now I'll swing along, happy as ever, no longer lonely or blue, for I have been kissed by an angel, beautiful, wonderful, marvelous, lovable, beautiful, wonderful you.
See the constellations. They remind me that this life cannot be lost forever. I watch my generation. It's so evident this world will soon be gone. Will soon be gone. See the constellations. They remind me that this life cannot be lost forever. I watch my generation. It's so evident this world will soon be gone. Will soon be gone.
Ashtray halo glass on the table. Your shadow leans across my knees. You ask you leaving, I say soon. The band plays something soft and blue, so we steal one last slow dance like we met years in advance. Hands too careful, eyes too kind. All that we're feeling stays between the lines. One last slow dance, then we rewind our lives. Your tie hangs crooked, lipstick on my thumb. You laugh too quiet, like you might run. You say what happens when this song ends. I say we vanish just like we began. So we steal one last slow dance, let the room fade out of chance. Names unspoken but our hearts reply. All that we're wanting never leaves our eyes. One last slow dance under borrowed time. If I asked for your number, would it break the spell? If you pulled me closer, could we ever tell?